Imagine this. You're at work and an urgent situation arises. All eyes are on you to make a decision. The clock is ticking, the stakes are high, and your mind races with what ifs. Pressure mounts, and instead of clarity, you feel paralyzed. Or worse, you rush into a choice you later regret. High-pressure situations like this aren't uncommon. Whether it's a professional challenge, a personal dilemma, or a life-altering decision, stress can cloud judgment, leaving you stuck or making impulsive choices. The result? Missed opportunities, strained relationships, or avoidable mistakes. But what if you could turn pressure into an ally? In this video, we'll explore 10 proven techniques that empower you to make calm, strategic, and confident decisions even in the toughest moments. By the end, you'll have a toolkit for transforming high-pressure situations into opportunities for clarity and action. When faced with high-pressure situations, our brains often react in ways that hinder clear thinking. This response is deeply rooted in biology. Stress triggers the release of cortisol, a hormone designed to help us react to immediate threats. While this fight-or-flight mechanism was essential for our ancestors facing physical danger, in modern decision-making, it can create emotional hijacking. The amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing emotions, takes control during stress, sidelining the logical prefrontal cortex. This can lead to impulsive decisions, overreactions, or complete indecision. Under pressure, the brain prioritizes speed over accuracy, which is why high-stakes choices often feel rushed and overwhelming. However, science also shows that deliberate practices can counteract these effects. Techniques like controlled breathing, reframing perspectives, and using structured decision-making frameworks help re-engage the prefrontal cortex. Additionally, ancient philosophies like Stoicism emphasize emotional regulation and focusing on controllables, concepts supported by modern neuroscience. Understanding this connection between stress and decision-making isn't just theoretical, it's the foundation for the techniques you'll learn. With this knowledge, you can regain control in moments of pressure, ensuring your choices are thoughtful, not reactive. Technique 1. Pause and breathe. When pressure strikes, the first instinct is often to act immediately, but this can lead to rash decisions. The power of pausing, even for a few seconds, can be transformative. By taking a moment to breathe deliberately, you give your brain the chance to shift from the reactive amygdala to the rational prefrontal cortex, restoring clarity. A simple technique to try is box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold again for 4 seconds. Repeat this cycle 3 to 5 times. This not only calms your nervous system but also creates a mental reset, allowing you to approach the decision with a clearer mind. For instance, imagine receiving unexpected criticism during a presentation. Instead of reacting defensively, a brief pause with focused breathing can help you respond thoughtfully, maintaining your composure and authority. Technique 2. Focus on what you can control. One of the biggest stressors in decision-making is worrying about factors beyond your influence. This is where the Stoic principle of focusing on your sphere of control becomes invaluable. Instead of expending energy on the uncontrollable, like others' opinions or unpredictable events, direct your attention to what you can manage, your actions, mindset, and responses. For example, consider a team leader faced with a sudden project delay. While the initial reaction might be to stress over external factors like vendor issues, a more effective approach is to focus on actionable steps, reallocating resources, revising timelines, or communicating transparently with stakeholders. By narrowing your focus to what's within your control, you not only reduce anxiety but also create space for rational decision-making. This shift empowers you to move forward decisively regardless of external pressures. Technique 3. Clarify your goal. In high-pressure situations, it's easy to get lost in the chaos and forget the primary objective. Yet clarity is critical to making effective decisions. Without a clear goal, even the best techniques may lead to unproductive outcomes. The key is to pause and ask, what am I trying to achieve? One practical method for achieving clarity is the 5 whys. Start with your decision and ask why until you reach the core objective. For example, imagine you're debating whether to take on a new project. Asking why should I take this on could reveal underlying motives like growing your skill set, earning recognition, or aligning with long-term career goals. Another tool is the SMART goal framework, ensuring your objective is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For instance, if your team needs a solution to boost sales, a clear goal might be increase sales by 10% in the next quarter through targeted email campaigns. Clarifying your objective reduces distractions and ensures your decision aligns with what truly matters. This focus acts as your North Star, guiding you to make confident choices even when under pressure. Technique 3. Clarify your goal. In high-pressure situations, it's easy to get lost in the chaos and forget the primary objective. Yet clarity is critical to making effective decisions. Without a clear goal, even the best techniques may lead to unproductive outcomes. The key is to pause and ask, what am I trying to achieve? One practical method for achieving clarity is the 5 whys. Start with your decision and ask why until you reach the core objective. For example, imagine you're debating whether to take on a new project. Asking why should I take this on could reveal underlying motives like growing your skill set, earning recognition, or aligning with long-term career goals. Another tool is the SMART goal framework, ensuring your objective is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For instance, if your team needs a solution to boost sales, a clear goal might be increase sales by 10% in the next quarter through targeted email campaigns. Clarifying your objective reduces distractions and ensures your decision aligns with what truly matters. This focus acts as your North Star, guiding you to make confident choices even when under pressure. Technique 4. Apply the October 10-10 rule. When emotions are running high, decisions often feel heavier than they actually are. This is where the October 10-10 rule comes in, a simple yet powerful tool to shift your perspective. Ask yourself, how will this decision affect me in 10 minutes? How will it affect me in 10 months? How will it affect me in 10 years? This exercise encourages long-term thinking, helping you detach from the immediate intensity of the moment. For example, imagine you're considering responding to a confrontational email from a colleague. In 10 minutes, sending a sharp reply might feel like a win. But in 10 months, that impulsive response could strain the relationship. Thinking 10 years ahead, you might regret letting temporary emotions impact your professional reputation. By expanding your time horizon, the October 10-10 rule prevents emotional reactions and promotes balanced, forward-thinking decisions. It also clarifies priorities, helping you decide if the issue truly deserves your energy. This technique is particularly effective in high-stakes scenarios like career moves, financial decisions, or major commitments. By taking just a few moments to project the outcomes over time, you gain perspective and confidence to make choices that align with your long-term goals. Technique 5. Seek a third-person perspective. When we're in the thick of a decision, it's easy to get caught up in emotions or limited viewpoints. One of the most effective ways to break this cycle is to mentally step outside of yourself and imagine how someone else, preferably someone impartial, would view the situation. This could be a mentor, colleague, or even a trusted friend. This technique helps you detach from the emotional gravity of the decision, allowing you to evaluate the situation from a neutral standpoint. For example, imagine you're a manager deciding whether to let go of a team member due to performance issues. If you view it from the perspective of a third party, you may recognize that it's not just about the individual's performance but also about the overall team dynamics and long-term success. Seeking an external perspective can provide fresh insights, challenge assumptions, and guide you to more rational, balanced decisions. Whether through role-playing as a trusted advisor or simply stepping back, this shift in perspective often leads to better outcomes. Technique 6. Visualize worst-case scenarios. A common barrier to effective decision-making is the fear of the unknown. The anxiety about making the wrong choice often leads to indecision or rushed actions. One powerful way to manage this fear is to actively visualize the worst-case scenario. While it may seem counterintuitive, anticipating potential challenges and setbacks can reduce their emotional impact, making the decision-making process feel less daunting. This concept is grounded in Stoicism, which teaches that by contemplating negative outcomes in advance, we prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally. The goal isn't to dwell on pessimism, but rather to acknowledge and accept potential difficulties, so we can approach the situation calmly and realistically. For example, let's say you're considering a business expansion into a new market. Visualizing the worst-case scenario might include acknowledging the financial risks, potential failure, or operational challenges. Once you've confronted these realities, the decision to proceed may feel more manageable. You'll have already thought through contingency plans and feel more prepared to handle obstacles. By embracing the worst-case scenario, you empower yourself to move forward with greater confidence and less fear of failure. It's a practical tool that encourages rationality over panic, helping you approach decisions with a level head. Technique 7. Break big decisions into steps. When facing a complex or overwhelming decision, it's easy to become paralyzed by the size of the task. The key to overcoming this is to break the decision down into smaller, manageable steps. This makes the process less intimidating and gives you a clear roadmap to follow. For example, imagine you're deciding whether to start a new business. Instead of focusing on the entire process at once, break it down. First, conduct market research. Next, write a business plan. Then, secure funding, and so on. By breaking the decision into individual steps, you can focus on one manageable task at a time, which reduces feelings of being overwhelmed and increases productivity. This technique also allows for better decision tracking. By assessing each step individually, you can adjust your approach as needed, making the overall decision-making process more flexible and dynamic. Breaking things into steps makes the entire journey feel less daunting and more actionable, helping you move forward with confidence. Technique 8. Rely on data, not emotions. When emotions run high, it's tempting to rely on gut feelings or quick judgments rather than carefully weighing the facts. In high-pressure situations, however, this can lead to poor decisions. One of the most effective ways to combat this is to base your decisions on objective data rather than subjective emotions. For example, imagine you are evaluating whether to hire a new employee for your team. Instead of allowing emotional biases or first impressions to drive your decision, gather data. Consider their qualifications, past performance reviews, and any other relevant metrics. This approach helps you stay focused on what truly matters rather than on any emotional triggers or biases that may distort your judgment. There are many tools available to help with data-driven decision-making. SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Decision matrices and cost-benefit analysis are just a few examples. By using these tools, you ensure that your decision-making is grounded in facts, which ultimately leads to better outcomes. In situations where emotions are high, relying on data can serve as an anchor, keeping you grounded in rationality. It provides clarity and ensures that your decisions are aligned with the facts, not fleeting emotions. Technique 9. Embrace the good enough decision. Perfectionism often paralyzes decision-making, particularly in high-pressure situations. The fear of making the wrong choice can lead to delays, endless overthinking, or even missed opportunities. One of the most powerful ways to combat this is by adopting the mindset of a good enough decision. This doesn't mean making careless choices. Rather, it's about recognizing that waiting for the perfect solution often causes more harm than good. A good enough decision allows you to move forward with the information at hand, knowing that not every decision needs to be flawless. By embracing this mindset, you free yourself from the tyranny of perfectionism, enabling you to take decisive action and adjust along the way if necessary. For instance, when launching a new product, you might have several improvements or features you'd like to add, but waiting for everything to be perfect can delay the launch. Instead, focus on getting the product out there with the essential features and iterate as you go. The key is to keep moving forward, knowing that you can always refine and adjust once you've taken action. In high-pressure scenarios, adopting the good enough approach allows you to build momentum, reduce anxiety, and ultimately make better decisions faster. Technique 10. Trust your past decisions, 200 words. One of the most powerful yet often overlooked techniques for making decisions under pressure is to trust in your past experiences. Reflecting on your previous decisions, both successes and failures, can provide valuable insight into your current situation. Trusting yourself doesn't mean being overconfident or ignoring the risks. It's about recognizing patterns, learning from your history, and giving yourself credit for the wisdom you've gained. For example, think back to a time when you made a tough decision and how it played out. What did you learn from that experience? How did you navigate similar challenges in the past? By recalling your decision-making process and the steps that led to a favorable outcome, you reinforce your ability to make sound choices in the future. Additionally, trusting yourself means recognizing that even when things don't go as planned, you have the resilience and adaptability to recover and learn. This confidence in your ability to navigate uncertainty can help ease the pressure and enable you to make quicker, more strategic decisions. As you continue to face challenges, remembering your past decisions and how you managed to overcome difficulties can be a source of reassurance. Trust in your experience and intuition, knowing that you have the tools and knowledge to make wise choices under pressure. Putting it all together. Making decisions under pressure is a skill that can be developed with practice and intentionality. By employing these 10 techniques, pausing to breathe, focusing on what you can control, clarifying your goals, applying the October 10th 10 rule, seeking a third-person perspective, visualizing worst-case scenarios, breaking down complex decisions, relying on data, embracing good enough, and trusting your past decisions, you're not just improving your decision-making process, You're transforming how you handle stress and uncertainty. The key to making better decisions under pressure is recognizing that pressure itself doesn't have to be an enemy. With the right strategies in place, you can use it as an opportunity to sharpen your focus, gain clarity, and act with confidence. Remember, every decision is a step forward, and with these tools, you'll be ready to make them wisely, even in the most challenging situations. So navigators, take the time to practice these techniques in your daily life, and soon enough, making effective decisions under pressure will feel like second nature.